And that was the last thing I remember. That was the last thing I remember. The next thing I remember was waking up in a gurney, on a gurney, handcuffed to a gurney in the back of an ambulance on the floor of the movie theater. I didn't remember. I just woke up and it sounds crazy. I woke up and it's like, like when you see these scenes in movies, it's like blurry and like their heads turning and you can't really make anything out. That's how it was. And the only person I saw when I was in that ambulance was...
What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode of All Grown Up. We are on episode 5.
Wow, 5? It's like I say this every episode. It's like, oh, wow, another episode.
I know. We always have the same reaction when we start the podcast. But on episode 5, we got, of course, a special guest.
The one and only.
It has to be someone special because it's episode 5, So, everyone welcome the one and only FaZe Adapt.
Yes.
Woo!
Yes. Wow.
Oh my God. Who is this handsome guy, bro?
I know, right?
Hey.
Hello?
What up, dude?
What's going
What's
on?
good, my guy?
How we feeling?
Great.
I'm feeling good. How are you feeling?
I'm excited. I'm glad to be here. This is the first time I've ever really done a podcast, and it's
Wait,
cool.
what?
It's cool because I'm sitting down with two people who I actually know and could
actually
talk.
That's love.
You know what I mean?
Bro, wait, you've never been on a podcast?
I mean, technically, I did do one 2 years ago in Dubai, but it wasn't
A full-on podcast.
I wouldn't really consider you
couldn't really talk
I
about,
wouldn't
your shit.
I wouldn't be yo, if you want to learn a little bit about me, go watch I don't know, you know what I mean? This is what I would consider legitimately coming in and
you're all grown up, bro.
Yeah.
We're all grown up. Here on All Grown Up, you can talk about anything, fully uncensored.
No, literally anything.
That's
to the T.
That's what's cool about podcasts. I've always found really interesting because you could really take a deep dive into your past or different experiences and talk about really whatever and go as deep as you want into it.
And people really respect that as well.
And I'm excited to come on here and talk about whatever it is because if I really put it in retrospect for the first 5 or 6 years of my life on the internet, every day was pretty consistent, especially for the first 2-3 years. I was consistently posting videos every day. Everyone knew everything about my life. Everything down to the T, who I hung out with, what I did in a day,
Dude.
who my friends were, what my family, everyone knew down to a T my entire life. And I think that's why I was able to build the following and the audience I did. But for the past 2-3 years, I've kind of taken a step back from doing the content how I used to be. And I feel a lot of people don't know what's really been going on with me and what's happened over these years. So
100%.
I'm excited to come on here and kind of let people know.
Let's go.
What's going on.
I'm so freaking hyped to have you, bro. And real quick, I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning back into All Grown Up.
Definitely.
We love you guys, and thank you for giving us a chance on this podcast because it's going to get more lit and lit as we keep going. But Adapt, I just want to say, I loved watching your day in the lives. When you would hit certain milestones, the 800K, 900K, you would be at school.
Yeah, it was
those are one of my favorite videos.
The water park.
Those were such crazy times for me because at the time, it was still really new, the whole aspect of making real life content and vlogging, and I had no idea what to do. And up until that point, it was really strictly Call of Duty videos. I would do my Call of Duty videos a lot different than others. I would do skits and do face cam and kind of play this blown up version of myself with gaming clips in the background. I had a lot of fun with it, and then I started trying it in the summer before that year when I was in SOAR. I was vlogging a little bit and people really liked it, and then I started doing it in high school. I remember the first one I was 500K, let me do a day in the life, and that was in December or January, and then February was 600K, and then March it was 700K, and then April it was 900K.
Every month was 100K.
Yeah, and then when I graduated, I was right about to hit a million, but I was in high school, vlogging, in my English class, vlogging in 2014, 2015.
Bro, back in the day, I can't imagine what people thought about that because it was so new, compared to YouTube today, back in 2014, 2013, no one really vlogged, you know?
Yeah.
So I can't imagine what your friends and family and everyone thought about that.
No, it was really, really crazy because people found out the year previously, or I think even earlier in the school year, that I was a YouTuber and that I made YouTube videos, mainly Call of Duty videos, and people kind of knew previously. Some people knew, like some people would talk about it, and everyone would shit on me for it.
Oh,
Kids were so mean. Like, you know how it is. It's like
jealousy.
like especially like in like a high school environment like that where you're like surrounded by like a lot of snobby entitled kids. They would just like make fun of me, call me a nerd, call me a loser. Like, kids would really like bully me, make me feel really bad about the fact that I played Call of Duty online and recorded it and put my face on it and posted it. Like, back like in 2013, 2014, that was like a nerdy, lame thing to do. It was not seen as cool, regardless of if I had like 100K subs on YouTube or 200K subs on YouTube. People would rip into me and make me feel really bad about it, and I just kept my head down and kept doing it. I was like, I don't really care what these people think.
Because you saw that it had potential. Like I knew this too. You knew it. Like, we just knew that like FaZe was gonna blow up one day. Like, when you just know, you know. But yeah, it's crazy because like back then, if you weren't like the jock or the popular kid, like, and you tried doing your own thing, everyone would shit on you, and that's crazy because that's literally how it was with me. Like, I think I already talked about this, but people would literally just shit on me, and I had like a few 100K in high school. So like, people knew I had followers, but they thought it was like for the dumbest reason. It's like, oh, you game? Like, did you just fart?
What?
Yo, okay.
Yo.
So it was you.
Yo.
Before we started this podcast, there was like a ringing noise that I thought came from behind the TVs. It was you.
Why are you guys airing me out? We were in
You're airing the room out.
He said what?
You're airing the whole room out with
what?
your farts.
Yo, like, it's so hot in here. Like, I feel like we're trapped. Can we get the AC on out there, please?
We were on a great track with that conversation.
You just had to fart, bro.
Dude.
It happens.
Hey, listen, he's known for what the fart right now.
That's true.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this dude just loves farting. And I respect it because it's normal.
Yeah, that is true. I was one of the first YouTubers to ever make a music video. I will stand by that. And it was called What the Fart Right Now.
That was the best.
And wasn't
so
it
stupid.
A Kanye like parody, right?
Yeah, me and my friends were in Arizona, like my two friends, Mo and Roman, and we were just doing what we do. I was already living in New York, and we were in my car, and we were listening to Freestyle 4 by Kanye West, and he goes like, "What the fuck right now? What the fuck right now?" And like me mainly being stupid, I'm like, "Oh, dude, like imagine if he said fart like, instead of fuck."
That's such an adapt thing
we're
to say.
we're all like, "Oh, dude, that's hilarious." And then I flew both of my boys out to New York, and I'm like, you know what, you guys are here. Let's just do this.
That's
thing. Like,
so sick.
because I would post whatever on my channel. Like I just really truly had fun with it. That's why I feel like I like a big part of the reason like people really stuck with me and followed me even to this day, not posting as much, is because I didn't take it serious. I just had fun. Like I would post, like I would get a funny, stupid idea or just have like a fraction of one and build on it and like just go into it with not with the intention of like getting
gonna do
like
good.
getting views, or I would be like, all right, I know this like might not get as many views, but people will really enjoy
It's just funny.
this piece of content. Like I really love the process of creating the video and posting it and seeing the feedback. And there were so many times where I would make videos, like especially I remember there was this one in Newport that I made. Maybe you could roll it. It's there's this D1 of Aqua Vibe song.
Oh my god!
And like I bought, like I went to Party City and bought these Spider-Man glasses and had everyone in the FaZe house. And Tommy was like the one that was like doing this with me because I told him, and the whole time he's like, "Bro, like this is so stupid. Like I'm not doing this." I gave everyone Spider-Man glasses. You could kind of show the clip, and I'm like, "All right, we're gonna go to like different parts of the house and just like in sync. Like I'll go up, like you go down, you go up." And it's like a minute and a half long video I called Well. And it got like over like couple hundred, like maybe 100 to 200,000 likes,
Bro.
Like 2 million views.
That's what I have to like.
And it's just us like doing this, like, and like while we were filming it, everyone's like, "Adapt, like, what the fuck,
this?
like, what are we doing?" And I'm like, "Guys, just trust me. Just like I have this vision in my head, and I'm gonna do it." And
listen, I just gotta give you your respect because like your video ideas were always like so different than others, and they were super creative. And I'm not gonna lie, like I copied a lot of them because I was like really inspired by them. Like
I remember.
like I actually copied your content because I'm like, dude, like these are funny, but I give you respect because like you didn't care about like if it's gonna get views or not. You just had fun with it,
Yeah.
and they were so funny. Like FaZe Adapt the type of the one that you just talked about, like all those like random videos and skits that you did are just like good for like yeah, they're iconic and they're good for like the OG fans. You didn't care to like you're just like I just want to have fun.
Yeah.
That's like what seems to always happen though when you do something naturally and like it doesn't seem forced and you're just having a good time with something. It tends to work a lot more than when you try too hard. You know?
Yeah. No, I mean YouTube was a lot different back then. It was a lot more fun for me. Like I remember when it started to feel like I had to force myself, or I was like, this is what I need to do. I need to wake up every day and I need to think of some type of content to just rush out and go film and quickly throw it up for tomorrow. That's when it stopped really being fun for me, because I was like, you know what, I always really enjoyed everything about this, the process, and I always would really be able to do it consistently. But over like around the time of like 2018, 2019, I would say, like things started to shift and a lot of people on the scene started doing content a lot differently, and it affected the entire platform. And I just remember like being like, you know what, I don't want this to feel like a job. I don't want this I don't want to wake up and feel like I have to go make a video, because then it's not going to be good. It's not going to be me. It's not going to be what I want to do. Like,
It's going to be authentic.
Yeah, like I want to be able to do what I want to do on my time and what I think would be cool and funny and people would enjoy. Like I look at it from the perspective of like, if I make a video, I should want to be able to show everyone in the room. I should be able to slap it up on a TV and not be like embarrassed or cringe about it. And like those sometimes when that's sometimes not the case, but I should want to make a video and want to show the world, you know?
100%. So like, do you think maybe you moving to LA has affected like making content in a way, or like how was your like move to LA? Because like my move to LA, I have a story for, but I want to hear about you. Like, did moving to LA affect your content at all, or do you think like it affected anything, like your mental health?
Yeah,
like,
it definitely affected me mentally and emotionally a lot more than I think anybody knows, except for like the close guys in FaZe and maybe my family. And it's something that like I never really talked about, but like for a while I was living in the FaZe house, and in 2017, like I'll just kind of like explain, you got like take you through it real quick, but in like around like the adpocalypse in 2017, remember that?
Oh man,
like
it was like April or something.
Yeah, a lot of people in the FaZe house in Newport like kind of got demotivated around that time and like stopped making videos and or just slowed down on it. But I kept my foot on the gas. I kept doing it. I was constantly like driving to LA, driving back to Newport, like flying here, doing the like still doing my thing. And
grinding.
I was told by someone that if I proved myself and like showed that like I really wanted this, I would be able to, when the lease is up, I'd be able to get my own place in LA and like it would be covered for and I can move in whoever I wanted. And so house, so I was like, you know what, that's amazing. Like I'm gonna work right towards that. And so I did exactly that for like 8 months. I just and I was like, at the time there was a lot of really like I was going through a really bad breakup that really affected me in a negative way. So I just threw myself into content and making videos. And then fast forward to 2018, I leave the FaZe house to go start my own FaZe house in LA, because everyone at this point is kind of like slowing down. They're kind of like working on other things. So I'm like, you know, I'm going to do my thing. And I moved to LA. I get the house. I think both of you guys remember. I'm pretty sure you guys were were both there.
I think I came to like the housewarming party or something.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
You did with Juju.
With Juju. Was that the housewarming or was that
I think it was Juju's birthday.
I think it was his birthday,
Yeah.
But like, you know, I was able to do that, and I quickly we secured the house. Banks helped me look for it. You know, he was a big part of helping me do that. And as soon as I got it, I moved. I drove from Newport to LA, packed up my Range, drove back to Newport, packed everything else up, back to LA. I left a bunch of stuff in my room in Newport, and I was so excited and so ready. And then I was told by this same person that I can't post videos in this house and I can't do anything until the situation gets sorted out with the guys in Newport.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
You couldn't
because-
post content?
Yeah, no, I was told I was told I literally couldn't.
I remember hearing about
And this
that.
is by someone who like I had to listen to at the time.
I
I
know
don't
what
want
you're
to say his
talking about.
name or like what he did, but he told me that, and I was like, wow, like what I just like every day I would wake up all every day of the week, 7 days a week, all my whole time. I was editing my own videos, I was cutting them up, I was sending notes to T-Wop. And I finally get there and I'm like, wow, like now what? And this is December, like the most important. This is like the most important time to if anyone watching this doesn't understand, like you could post a video in January, but if you post that same video in December, you can make 10 times the amount of money, which isn't something that motivated me, but
In a
it's
way, it
just a
does.
plus.
like obviously it's like you want to make that happen.
Of course.
Yeah, the
And-
CPMs are just known to be higher in December.
Yeah, and I was just so pissed, and I was already having a hard time mentally. Like I didn't really address a lot of my like feelings or emotions about what was going on in my life. I just sort of threw myself into my content, my videos, and so I found myself sitting around in this massive house all day doing nothing.
Not being able to do what you love.
Especially in a new environment, like to try and
What?
transition into like trying to be comfortable there.
Yeah.
even.
If I moved to a new house for content and then was prevented to make content,
Oh.
that would put me in a deep hole.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine like what happened after that.
And I mean, and like to really let you know, this is after like 4 years of doing it every day in my whole life.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, boom, like you can't, it's like stripped from under you. So I just didn't know what to do. I was sitting around and I was like really, really sad. I was already sad prior, but I was just doing a good job of not showing it
Yeah.
and hiding it. And I just resorted to like some bad, just like some bad, some, I just,
Habits?
I resorted to some bad habits and bad ways to cope with my sadness and my boredom. And it's not like I just moved to LA. It's not like I have friends here. It's not like I
Yeah.
could go pull up on people here. Like now I have relationships. My only friends were everyone in that house, that FaZe house.
Yeah.
And so I moved and Tommy moved with me. But, you know, everyone kind of had their own thing going for them in that house. Like everyone in this house was still my friends, but I didn't have the relationships with these people like I did with Apex or, you know, Norden and like
The OG New York house.
Yeah, those two people. And Norden was someone who was always there for me, who I could always talk to since I was like 15 years old, since I was like 14 years old. And so I found myself in this new environment, like I said, not being able to do what I love, just sitting around waiting for a green light. I'm talking like weeks. So I resorted to some just like poor ways to deal with this like depression, this sadness, which was awful. And then I don't really want to go too much into detail about it, but like I remember what exactly happened. It was like after being there for 2 weeks, I remember around New Year's, I was like, all right, I need to stop doing what I'm doing, like, because this is not good. I know I can't live my life like this. Like my whole life I've lived knowing I can't do this.
You shouldn't let it like
Yeah.
take over right when you move to LA.
Yeah, so I stopped all these bad habits, and like 3 days into like me trying to quit what it was I was doing, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't take it. Like physically, I was in pain, emotionally, mentally, and every aspect of the word. You know what I mean? And it was very easily for me to access what it was that I was doing. And so, and I didn't have anyone around me to be like, no, you know,
Yeah, that's
like
the
no
worst
one
part.
even really knew. I was in my room all day.
Yeah.
So I immediately, again, just jumped right back into it. And, so what happened was, this is like, now we're at the point of like 3 weeks after I moved in, still not allowed to post. I'm just like in my room all day, not doing anything except for just drowning like in just depression and pain. And I go to get my, this is the craziest part about this whole thing. I go to get like my Postmates one day, and I would normally grab it and run back up to my room and just stay there. But I grabbed it and I heard people in the movie theater downstairs. It was Nick Cleveland and Nikon. They were playing 2K. So I was like, you know what? I've been in my room all day, probably for a couple days now. Let me just go down to the movie theater and eat my food while I watch him play
Yeah.
2K. And that was the last thing I remember. That was the last thing I remember. The next thing I remember was waking up in a gurney, on a
remembered
gurney, handcuffed to a gurney in the back of an ambulance.
What?
And I had a seizure. I had a seizure on the floor of the movie theater.
Oh
I
my
didn't remember. I
gosh.
just woke up in the this. It sounds crazy. I woke up and it's like, like when you see these scenes in movies, it's like blurry and like their
Yeah.
heads turning and you can't really make anything out. That's how it was. And the only thing I saw, the only person I saw when I was in that ambulance was the guy who told me I couldn't make videos, who promised me that if I worked hard enough that he would put me in a position that I wanted to be in, let me do what I wanted to. And then as soon as I got there, as soon as I brought everything there, he pulled the rug out from under me and I woke up and I just saw him.
What the
And I'm
hell?
handcuffed to a
It's
gurney.
like a nightmare.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds like a actual nightmare.
Yeah, it was crazy, and he's just like, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay. So I had a seizure, and the thing is, like, when people have seizures alone by themselves, that a lot of those times those people end up dying. Like, that's a high cause of death. It's happened before to a lot of people, and
Is it because like they could hit their head
they
somewhere?
could hit their head, they could bite their tongue, they could
Ooh.
choke on their blood. There's just no one there to stop them. And
Yeah.
the thing is, any other situation, I would have been in this big ass room on the entire 4th floor by myself. No one would have seen me. No one would have heard me. I would have been by myself, and God knows what would have happened. But I grabbed my Postmates, and I like faintly heard people in the movie theater. So I went down to the movie
Bro.
theater, and the next thing
Wow.
I remember was waking up in incredibly like aching pain in my head,
Oh my god.
and seeing this guy, and then like kind of like going back out of it and waking up in a hospital. And I was in like a hospital like facility type of place for like 8 or 9 days, and it was miserable. It was miserable. And like, mind you, this was like right after I moved to LA. I'm 19.
Wow.
Wait, no. Maybe I'm 20. I'm 20 years old. I'm 24 now, but I was 20. That's definitely, yeah, I was 20 years old. I was in there for a while, and I remember just being super sad in this place, thinking like, how has this happened? A couple people came and visited me. Those people know who they were, but I was like sitting in there. I'm like where are my friends? Like, why are my friends not coming and saying it? Like, and I don't have a phone in there. I don't have a phone.
Oh, you don't?
For like 8 to 10. It was like 8 days or something. I don't have a phone, and like the people who like I really considered like my friends at the time, like, obviously I know now things were different, but I was like, I can't believe like a lot of these people who I really like cherished our relationships, they didn't even really reach out. They didn't even like pull up, like, and stuff like that. And I know if situations were different, it wouldn't have been like that. But obviously, like it's different now. But that was like, boom, my first month in LA.
Dude,
That's how
I'm
it
just
went.
surprised that the person who promised you everything wasn't there to stop you or be there for you. Like, how you said you didn't have someone to tell you like not to do stuff like
Yeah.
that. That should have been the person who was like promising you all this like new house, like, and like all that stuff.
No.
I'm just like thankful that like you heard Nikon and Nick in the theater, because
honestly.
that was definitely a sign. Like, that was definitely like, I'm pretty sure that was God.
Yeah,
Because like
it was-
there's things like that happen where like if you didn't hear them and if you went back to your room like you were for the entire month, like
Some
who
shit
knows
could
what
happen.
could have happened. So I'm
Yeah.
glad that it turned out that way, and I'm glad that like you're here today 100%. Like, that's I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know about that story. That's crazy.
What do you mean? I swear we've talked about that.
I don't think so. Not that. I know we've talked about like when you first moved to that house, but I didn't know about the seizure thing.
Yeah, no.
I really didn't
I
know about
I had a
that.
full blown seizure. I was like, I was
What?
on like the ground of the floor, and Nikon said he had to come like grab my head because I was smacking my head uncontrollably like against like the wall or something.
That's so scary.
And yeah, so I'm in this like facility for 8 days. You don't even really see sunlight. You're surrounded by people who are coming off of like the craziest stuff. Like, I'm sharing a room like this big with a curtain in the middle, and I'm sleeping on like another gurney kind of thing. Like for 8 days I'm sleeping here. This guy's sleeping here. He's like a 67-year-old man. I don't know what was going on with him, but he had crazy breathing problems too. Like, I could hear him all day, all
So
night.
scary.
and
Bro,
it was just unreal. Like
I'm sorry that you had to deal with that, bro. That's deep, really.
The
Like that's
adapt,
huge.
I knew at that time when I started going to that house a lot more is a lot different than the adapt I know now. So I would think that at least you'd think you'd make more improvements and you're happier now, or do you think you're in that kind of state right now?
Oh no, 1,000%. That that whole experience is very far behind me. That person is a lot far behind me. Like I said, like I did a lot of things wrong. I wasn't talking to people. I wasn't addressing my feelings or my emotions or what I was going through. I was just putting it to the side and sort of drowning and resorting to other ways to try to like deal with this,
Yeah.
which is not how you deal with your problems. If anything, you just talk to someone. But there's a lot of things that like I learned from that and that I have left well in the past that are behind me, and I'm almost like glad it happened at a younger age. The only thing that just like that sucked about the whole thing is I was to myself about the whole thing. Like I didn't even tell people what I was doing. People obviously could kind of tell and kind of knew.
It's hard to open up about things like that, I feel like.
Yeah,
it is, because I mean, real friends will always check you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you don't have a lot of those around you and a lot of people that actually genuinely care about you, you're just gonna still do what you're doing because you don't know any better at the time.
Yeah. But I mean, the crazy part about it is like that whole LA house, and I don't want to make this like a whole like I'm not like looking for sympathy, you know, but that whole year, that whole 2018 year was the worst year in my life by far. That was not even like the worst thing that happened to me that year. Like, pretty much everything else. Like to break it down in fast motion, because I don't want to like I said, just talk about all these awful things that happened to me, but in some way I want to let people know, because
let it all out.
I never really talked about it.
Express it.
But after that, I got robbed. I went home after I got out of the hospital for a little bit, and everything in my room got stolen. Like, I'm talking everything, like jewelry, camera equipment, all my cool shoes,
Off-white
designer
shoes,
equipment.
man.
How much money do you think in total?
It was around like $150,000, like in equipment. Like, I came home and I thought I was getting pranked. Like, everything was gone from my room.
Oh my gosh! I probably would have thought it was a prank.
Everything was gone from my room, and then on top of that, like I kind of like did like my own investigation through my YouTube videos and found out sort of where the source was and what happened, and I made a video about it, and I got sued for that video. I got sued, and that lawsuit went on for like a year and a half.
Like, actually put that in perspective. You got sued
for getting robbed.
Like, that's how fucked up the society is.
Yeah,
like,
and like I'm starting to realize this at like I'm 20 years old, just moved to LA, and I'm like, how is this real? Like, how is this justice system real?
I'm glad you can laugh about it now.
Like, how did I just get robbed for everything I have
and then you
in my room?
sued.
Like, not everything I have, but everything I physically had in there. And then, bam, a lawsuit. And it was like a big lawsuit. Like, it was like I was getting sued for a lot of money. And
bro, what?
Obviously, we went back and forth for like a year or two, and I was able to bring it down.
But even like lawyer fees a month, and like all the extra shit that comes with that, stress.
So it costs a lot of money. And then I got robbed again that year. Like, fast forward a couple years, I'm on Melrose.
Bruh.
I'm shopping.
Bro.
I'm shopping with Frazier. This was after we moved out of that house. So I'm living on Weed Lake now with Tifu and Cloaksy and Banks and Rice. And I'm kind of just like still pretty sad and down, like still in this like depressed state, trying to figure out how to get out of it. Frazier comes in my room. He's like, "Yo, mate, bruv, I've got a heat deal. I'm gonna give you like $10K to go shop at Melrose." And I'm like, "All right, cool. Like, what?
Yeah,
like,
what? Okay.
I'll do it. Like, that sounds cool." So I leave my house for the first time in a while, park my car in Melrose. This is broad daylight. I'm shopping in the store. I come back out. Someone smashes the window of my range, takes the bag that I have in there, like this LV bag with my passport.
Oh my god!
Like like I think 2 or 3 rings, like pieces of jewelry, my laptop, and some cash, and my wallet, and so that was like a pretty heavy hit too.
Wait, do you think that was like tied with the same person who robbed you before?
No, it was completely different. And
I
like,
think just Melrose in general, bro. It's just
Yeah.
like, it could be kind of dangerous.
No, dude, wait, like That has to be like some of the worst luck I've ever
And then
heard.
wait, to top off the year.
I know what you're gonna
To
say.
top off the year, it's around Thanksgiving time now.
Oh my gosh.
It's like midnight. I'm in my room. Tfue and Frazier come in my room again. I should have just started locking my door. Tfue and Frazier come in my room, and like, you know those bird scooters
Yeah.
that are all around LA. They're like, bro, there's some bird scooters outside in the garage. Someone left them here. We're gonna go bomb down the hill, like Weed Lake, like the Weed Lake Hill.
Yeah.
And if you want to come, there's an extra one. And I'm like, yeah, like what? Like,
no.
I'm like, hell yeah, like that'll be
no.
dope. And bro, like I wish I was joking. I'm on the scooter. We're going down this crazy steep hill. It's so dark. Tfue and Frazier, I'm like losing sight of them. But we're, like the last thing I remember is we're all like laughing. Like they're laughing like, oh my God. Like, and I'm just trying to like keep up with them. And then bang, I don't remember anything. Next thing I know, I'm on the pavement, on the road, head like down like this. I like start to wake up because there's headlights in my face.
What?
And like I wake up and I kind of get up. I'm in a pool of my own blood. My own blood. I'm in a pool of blood. My shirt soaked. My head is cracked open. And I have headlights in my face. And I'm tripping because I'm like, what's going on? Carrington, you know Carrington.
Yeah.
Carrington gets out of the car. She walks over. She's like, oh my God, are you okay? Like, what's going on?
Clearly
And
not.
I'm like, I don't know. Like, what's, and I was kind of out of it, but I cracked my head open. I don't remember how it happened. And then I couldn't fly home for Thanksgiving.
Did you go to the hospital?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
I had to staple my head shut.
bro, yo, like, you think like maybe like you should have went back to Arizona or something? Like, shit, man. I can't imagine like all that. Was that all in a span of 1 year?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was all one year.
1 year.
I swear to God.
The thing is, Frazier and Tfue are fucking crazy, so they're
Yeah.
probably bombing.
No,
the hill.
Tfue is crazy.
Oh,
That
yeah.
fool does backflips off of 50-foot bridges.
Oh, no way.
60-foot bridges,
Ain't no
double
way I'm doing
backflips.
that.
Like, he's doing all sorts of wild shit. I don't know why I thought I could keep up with him. None of us are wearing helmets, so we're kind of stupid for that.
Bruh.
But yeah, I gotta staple my head shut. I couldn't fly. The two shitty things about this, I couldn't fly home for Thanksgiving because the air pressure would have like messed me up, and I couldn't look at a monitor or screen for more than like 15 or
You
20
couldn't
minutes.
game?
You couldn't game?
I couldn't game, and this
No.
is when Fortnite was like Fortnite.
Oh, I'm gonna
Fortnite.
throw up.
Like I was playing Fortnite
Like season
consistently.
2 type shit?
Yeah,
like season 1, season 2?
It was like 2018 winter. Like I was like streaming it and stuff,
Dude.
Damn.
and I couldn't even look at a monitor for 20 minutes without getting a massive migraine.
Fuck.
What?
So I was pretty much bedridden until Christmas. Like I couldn't.
The fact that you miss
Fuck.
Thanksgiving with your family, like Thanksgiving is like one of my favorite times of the year.
Stuffing, you got all that.
All the food.
So good,
Bro,
family.
My mom and dad did drive down though to like
Oh,
to
that's
see me, but I was
amazing.
still like in bed.
did you at least have a Thanksgiving dinner? Like at least get some
Maybe
like turkey, bro, like turkey, mashed
I
potatoes,
feel like we did.
stuffing,
I
please.
feel like we did at Weed Lake.
Like if you don't eat a Thanksgiving meal on Thanksgiving, like it's just
I know, no, I definitely had to have done something.
okay, bro. But like honestly, like the bad luck just doesn't end there because you and I got into some shit.
Oh my God, that same year, maybe like the
It was
next
like maybe
year,
like the next year, but a
was
few
fine.
months after.
But like that year was going on. You talked about it.
I did. I just didn't mention your name because I didn't know if like you wanted me to. But
No,
yeah,
it was me.
this was the guy that also got scammed with me for
Me
a
and
$250,000.
me and Ryan combined lost $500,000.
That's
L.
big L. I mean, honestly, me and Adapt have some amazing memories, but like we also have some good L memories.
Hey,
Some
that's a
great-
good friendship though.
some
Highs
we've
and
ta-
lows.
Like it's like a corny thing to say, but every L is a lesson. I'm glad
It is.
it happened to
That's
us
why it
when we
starts
were
with-
young. But we truly just got finessed. Like we just got finessed
We
and
got
lied to.
fucked.
And the thing is, like, it seemed so good. Like it seemed like we were about to make like the greatest an IQ play ever.
That's what I'm saying.
Like we were both we're just like the same age. We're both like not even legal enough to go to a club yet.
It looked so good too, and everything. Like I feel like we had so many people who were like in the LA scene that like backed it. You know?
Yeah.
Like they were all about it.
Yeah. And the thing is, I didn't blindly just throw money into that.
Exactly.
I was still in Newport, kind of. I was driving down to LA to this kid. There's a kid. It's like this kid's
He's
office. He's
literally a
younger than
kid.
us. I was in his offices, like meeting his employees, his team, and he was showing me all the back end stuff, and I'm like, wow. And then he's showing me all this other stuff. So I feel like stuff is really going on.
It was legit.
It was.
Or at least we thought it was legit. I don't know.
And then it just fell apart. The kid just fell apart, like mentally. I remember,
Yeah.
like, you remember what he looked like when, like,
Yes.
towards the end?
We would literally tell him to like get some rest
Yeah.
and get some sleep
Yeah.
and get like if you need mental help, go get some help because he didn't look good. Like
Dog.
physically, he looked like he was like
Dog.
not okay.
He looked so rough.
Like
and
a
like
zombie.
I knew him when he was like I felt like this kid was like the next like big entrepreneur. Like he like seemed so together and so smart and so much older and mature. And I'm looking at him like a year and $500,000 later of our money, and I'm like, what the fuck?
What
I'm
happened?
like, there's no way, bro. At this point, I'm like, bro, please just go get help because you're gonna like you look like you're dead.
Dude, remember he would
Yeah.
tell us like he didn't sleep for a week.
Yeah.
Imagine not sleeping for 1
Jeez.
week.
I can't even go a day.
Geeking. He was geeked
Bro,
up.
it was
He
scary.
was geeked up.
It was actually But I
It's
mean,
crazy.
listen, man. So we've gone through a lot together,
Yeah.
and we've done so much together, and I'm like super proud to call you like one of my best friends, and I love you to death. But people don't know like how we knew each other or how we met, and it was literally through PlayStation 3.
PS3, you guys hear that?
PS3, like
there's-
we were in a gaming team called Soar
Mm-hmm.
together on PS3, and that's how we met each other. And it's like crazy because we went through the transition from PlayStation to Xbox because remember, like you couldn't join FaZe on
Yeah.
PlayStation. You could
couldn't-
only
you weren't really taken serious on PlayStation as,
Yeah.
as a trick shotter.
yeah, exactly. Xbox is where all like the legit trick shotting was
Mm.
happening and where like joining all these big teams was going on. And we made the transition together. We would play Call of Duty all the time, and we just always played. And then in 2012, when Black Ops 2 came out, I was hitting mad trick shots when the game came out.
Dingers.
Literally straight dingers, like raid, suicide shot, carrier 2-piece on my birthday.
I remember all those. I'm in the background on the raid Tui. You remember my voice? Like you could play the comm.
Bro,
Like,
please play this clip. Adapt was yelling, FaZe Rugrat, I hate you. Because he knew I was joining FaZe.
yeah,
because
I just knew he was. Like he was already a good MW2 trick shotter. And
Oh,
at this
thanks,
point, we're like a week into Black Ops 2, and you're hitting clips, like not like average clips, not
They
like
were
whatever
lit.
clip.
Suck, Rugrat, you suck. Rugrat, you suck.
What the
Like, bro, the carrier 2-piece and the raid
I was
Tui.
on a 2-bar on the carrier 2-piece.
Yeah, on some EU shit.
Yeah, we were in the EU lobby.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, what the fuck? Oh my god.
Like, should I mention like the aimbot that I had now, or should I like?
Right.
Because like we're keeping it like real on the
Bro,
podcast.
people really thought we were cheating on Call of Duty. Like, when we were
Yeah,
trick shotting.
bro, every time.
It does look crazy. Like the things we were doing were sketchy.
Bro, but it's like,
we hit some crazy clips.
but that's what we actually put our time and life
Yeah.
into. How many hours a day did you play?
bro, every hour that I could.
That's what I'm saying.
Every hour that I could. I mean, by the time I was already in FaZe and in high school, like I had like I was in a relationship, so like a little bit of that. I would go to the gym, but anytime I was home, if I wasn't editing, if I wasn't working on video, I was playing Call of Duty
Dude, it was like
and hitting clips.
8 hours a day for me on school days. Like I'd come home at 2 and play until like 10 to 12 until my mom and dad had to come literally take my controller and unplug the wires from my Xbox, and my dad would take the wires to work the next day. So I wouldn't be able to play it when I got home from school the next day until I did my homework. And I was like, it was so torturous. I was like, dude, I love Call of Duty, but with all those hours of practice and stuff, like we're bound to be good at trick shotting, you know?
Mhm.
So like we literally trick shotted all the time. I
For
joined
years.
FaZe November 26, 2012. You joined in 2013 at Ghosts, right?
2013 November.
November.
Like
Do
a
you remember
year
the
year
date?
after you. I think it was like the 6th or the
It was when Ghost. I think we had.
It was a
Ghosts
day. It
early.
was a day before Ghost came out, or 2 days before Ghost came out,
That was lit.
and I couldn't even. Bro, at this time, I don't even think I wasn't even allowed to play on the weekdays, only on the weekends.
Damn.
I think I might have finessed this, but I would finesse a lot. I would always Photoshop my grades. I would run home, inspect element everything, and if I
Yup.
was passing my classes, my mom would let me play.
You inspect element in your grades.
I would inspect element my grades. I would give my parents, like, if they needed my controllers, I would give them like take the PS2 controller and cut the wire, or take a
And they had
different
no idea.
Yeah, I would take like an Xbox.
That's hilarious.
like
Finesse.
I would like find like crazy ways to make sure I could keep playing, But a year after you did, yeah, I finally joined FaZe. I was like, wow. And at that point, I had already been trick shotting for like 4 years, and I was on the scene. I was like one of like the biggest on the scene trick shotters. Like it was.
Yeah.
I had almost 100,000 subs before joining FaZe,
That's
That's
huge.
which was
crazy.
like crazy. Like there were people in FaZe who didn't even have half of
I
that.
think I had like 20K
Yeah,
when I
like-
joined FaZe.
Yeah, most people would join
Wow.
FaZe at like 10K, 5K, and then get picked up and do the thing. I was already doing content. Like I already knew what I wanted to do. I was already making real life videos and skits before.
That's why
FaZe.
you joined FaZe, because
Yeah.
you showed your creativity, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was lit though. Like, and like going back to like the high school thing, like how literally nobody got it, nobody understood. Like, I had these kids follow me to class. Like, I had a super small circle, and like I was
Yeah.
nerdy. I was like just like I didn't care what anyone thought, but I had these like freshmen follow me into class, and I was a senior. So keep that in mind. I'm a senior, they're freshmen, and they would come into my class and troll me. And I would,
For the youngins?
yes, the
They
youngins.
sunned you?
The
What'd they
youngins,
say?
the youngins were trying to like bully me, bro. They're like, "Oh, you're in FaZe. You think you're the shit? You think
No.
you're cool?" I'm like, "What the fuck are these guys doing in my class?"
You
Like,
almost had to drop them.
yeah, I was gonna drop them. Senior Rug, who was still probably 4'11", was gonna drop these freshmen who like.
But you're about to turn 18. You can't do it after that.
yeah, I know that's
You
true.
gotta get it in.
I graduated when I was 17, which is like
Me too.
crazy. Yeah, like
Same.
we started young. Yeah, you started young
Yeah,
too.
all of us.
Bro, I don't know. It was just crazy. Like high school was so different because now the people that like would talk shit about me like are the ones like trying to hit me up on Instagram.
course,
like, yo,
of
course.
Bro,
check out my music video, bro. I'm
it's
like,
crazy
cool.
in today's society. Like it's so like looked upon to be a like a YouTuber now. Like
or,
in high school,
or a gamer or
yeah.
streamer. Or
Like if you're
anything.
doing that in high school, people are like, "That's lit."
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey.
We were ahead of, bro. I remember the same kids who would bully me, like physically even bully me. By the time I was a junior or senior and I had 500,000 subscribers on YouTube, was getting 100K a month, was making a good amount of money for a 16 or 17-year-old kid.
Of course.
These same kids who would bully me were coming around like years later, like, "Hey, how did you how do you start a YouTube channel?"
Comes
Like
full
I
circle.
like I
comes full
swear to God,
circle.
kids were coming up to me and I'm like, "Dog, what?" Like,
who the fuck
like
do
do
you
you
think
not
you're
remember? Like
talking
you
to?
didn't even know what my name was until like we were in school together for 3 years and you would like call me nicknames, and now you're coming around asking me how I did what I did and how you can do it.
Hey,
I'm
we
like,
don't forget and forgive.
Yeah,
you know what
bro.
I mean? Like they probably thought like we wouldn't remember who it
Oh,
was.
I remember all the people who like my English teacher was a big one.
Oh God. Me too. My English teacher,
What's
she
with the
hated
English
me.
teacher? My
Bro.
my senior English teacher was a dick. I know one thing is that his son was a huge fan of me, so that might have played a part into it. But he would like call me out in the middle of class and like do little snarky remarks about how I was making YouTube videos in Call of Duty.
Oh,
And you know how you
man.
have like a senior essay,
Yes.
like a senior checkout essay. I was like, hey, so like everyone's doing their senior essay about colleges. I'm obviously not going. Can I make my senior essay a video? Like, can I?
That's cool.
Can I make it a video? I
That's
need to find it.
creative.
It's on my channel somewhere. But I was like, can I make mine a video and do like a commentary and explain it and show this to the class instead of standing up there and reading my essay? And he's like, yes. And to this day, actually next to my draw my
Wait, he
life.
actually said yes?
Yeah.
I was
and-
expecting a no. Too.
Yeah,
No.
what?
and to this day, next to my Draw My Life video, this might have been the most time I put into a video, and it wasn't even like a video I posted on YouTube. I probably put like 10 to 12 hours in finding clips, editing things, like touching hundreds of thousands of videos that I made and compiling it into one
Damn.
and doing like a commentary over it, doing like edits and slates.
That's sick.
And it was a sick ass video. And I showed it to my class, and he gave me a D.
What?
No, no,
No, he did
no.
I swear to God, he gave me a D.
No.
Bro, I was like
up, bro.
certain that I knocked it out of the park. I had never put so much time into a video up until then. I was
What?
killing myself over this, bro.
I would have
And
been
he gave me a
pissed.
D, and then like on top of that, he probably just said I could do that just so he could smack it.
It's
out
because
of
you
my
made
hand.
more money than him.
Yeah, I know.
I think that's,
That's
I know I
probably
was.
sad
He
to
definitely
hear.
knew that.
Damn.
Like I remember.
Like no disrespect to teachers, but like
Yeah.
that like
I remember there was one time I actually snapped on this girl in my math class, and I said something like that. Like I was already a senior. She'd already been like talking shit about me all
oh my
year.
God, dude.
And one day, like the topic of college comes up among our like in our class, and people are talking about like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm going to the military. I'm like, yeah, like I'm just gonna like go to New York and keep making these videos and like see what happens. And she like from across the class is like, you're gonna like try to play Call of Duty for the rest of your life?
Oh
like,
my
how are you gonna like play Call of Duty for the rest of your life? And I'm like, oh my god. And she sounded like that too.
Oh god.
I'm like, and like she was like like one of like the kind of popular girls. Her name was Victoria, and I'm like, what? I like I'm like, at this point, I'm like, nah, you're not about to talk to me like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, I am making more money right now than both your parents.
Oh!
Like, please, like, talk to me nice or don't talk to me.
Bruh.
Like, just, I might have called her a bitch.
That's
I
fine,
might've.
bro. In that situation, though.
I was like, yeah, I that was the one time I really snapped on someone.
Bro, you have to have a breaking point, bro.
Yeah.
We were probably so fed up from everyone already talking shit.
Yeah.
So, like, at that moment, I probably would have done the same.
And like she's
so.
like, how are you gonna play Call of Duty? I'm like, that's not the fucking plan. Like, this is bigger than that. Like,
and not only that, but the FaZe New York house is one of the biggest things in like gaming history.
Yeah.
You know, like that was one of the most iconic houses of all
Yeah.
time. So Victoria, talk to my fucking
Yeah.
boy nice.
Yeah.
Come on, where you at
look
right
at
now?
what we're doing right now.
Imagine she's like an open heart surgeon or something.
Yeah,
She's
right?
Like, doing
Hell no.
Not
No,
even though,
probably
not
not.
even,
Hell no.
not even gaming house.
She's down bad. I know that for a fact.
But I was
You
gonna
ever
say,
stalk her Instagram or no? Like
No, I don't even know what her IG is. She just used to date one of my homeboys.
oh,
She was dating him at the time before we were homeboys. But
that shit's so
now,
funny.
like years later, like they broke up, and he tells me how like down bad she is. And
Ooh.
So, yeah.
No, what were you saying?
I was saying like it's crazy that you said gaming house, but I feel like that house was one of like the first YouTube houses or houses in
Yeah.
general. Like it wasn't even like
Content house.
content houses. Like Team 10 was like the next one I feel like after that, but like wasn't that like the main shit?
I think Team 10 was like way more cool than the New
No.
York house.
Well,
yeah,
I'm just kidding.
The thing about the New York house is, after that, everyone came together in these content houses with the specific intention of making content together, like probably not even having real relationships with each other. We all had real relationships with each other for years on Xbox. We were gaming for
Yeah.
years, playing for hours, staying up all night on Skype, doing this. I remember the Skype call when we got like one of the craziest points about this I remember is when Banks and Tommy were in a call, and I was with them, and I think Norton and Apex were there, and he brought up the idea of a FaZe house and reaching out to a sponsor to cover it. Like, the thing about that is, like, we all went in there, and we weren't like, all right, we're going to come here and we were already making videos. We're just going to keep doing what we were doing. But we weren't like, all right, we're going to come in here. We're all going to do this every day. Like, you have to do this. You have to do this. You have to do this. If you don't do this, you're out. We all just were like, we're going to live together.
We're just having fun.
We're going to have fun. And we just had fun. We all started vlogging, making challenges, making real life skits and stuff. And like,
And you loved it. And you loved it, right? You loved it, right? Dude, I'm sorry, but that's the funniest video I think I've ever seen. Adapt, you're a legend for that, bro. Like, that shit was the funniest
Yeah.
thing. That was one of the things that sticks out to me. And then also the
Fuck you, Norton.
EYES.
Fuck you, Norton. I remember at the time I was so like I was like pissed
That
that,
was so-
that Norton posted that, because after that for like 2 months, like even till this day, like I would just get tweets of people like I dash love it. All the comments on my video. I'm like, Norton, what the fuck, man?
It's
Like,
just so
this is
iconic.
all I see now. Like and he's like, bro, trust me, it's good. Like trust me. He's just like trying to explain to me like it's a good thing. Like more people like
So
care
many
now.
iconic things came out of that house, like Apex saying free.
Yeah.
You want to join FaZe? Welcome to the house. Come on in. Move
Oh,
in.
are you
want
serious?
Free Scuff, Xbox, Gamma, anything you want.
You're kidding.
Free.
Perfect.
Like,
It was-
everything was so lit about that house.
It was definitely like the best time, like probably the best time of my life. I think of all of our lives, and we didn't even realize like what we were doing in that house, like what we had started to build, and how special that really was. We all were just doing what felt natural and organic, and we were all in our own lane, just crushing it, like collectively getting like crazy numbers. Like I was getting like 30 mil a month, and like Norton was getting 30. Like we were getting like almost like 200, like 100 to 200 mil a month.
You want to know why
Yeah.
it worked out so well? It's because there was no like contracts and no like business. Like, it was just a group of friends that met on Xbox, and they bought a house together and they all just had fun living with each other. But
Exactly.
nowadays it's like, oh, I'm taking 20% from
Yeah.
you. You better upload 10 videos a month.
You have a
better
list
do
of
this.
deliverables.
It just makes it more like businessy, and it's like, bro, like, is that a word? No,
It
probably
is
not.
now.
Make it more
It's
professional.
now a word. Like,
Make it more professional.
yeah. So
Bro, you have like a list of deliverables. You have to reach this, or these are the consequences.
it's so weird. I don't
and
like
going
that.
into it, this is already what's being taken away from you. There was none of that. FaZe didn't even have an employee back then.
Yeah.
Like we all like now, when you have to do it, that's what comes with it. You have to do these things, and that's what I was saying at the beginning of this. Like I hate when it feels like you have to do something. Like it's your like if
You're
you don't
obligated
do if you
to
don't
do
do
it.
something, you're a liability, and you're not reaching like what you're supposed to be reaching the goal. Like we all went in there, we're like, you know what, whatever. Like we're just gonna have fun, and we all did it, and we all loved doing it. We had fun doing it. It was real. It was organic. It was natural, and that's not something you can recreate.
Never.
No, definitely not. That was a very special time. Like, what was it, like 2015?
2014 to 2016 was the house. I moved in 2015.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know this. Like, some people meet me in public and say, like, hey, I've been watching you since the New York house. And I'm like, I don't think people know. Like, I didn't live in the New York house.
Yeah, no.
I wanted to live there, but I feel like back then it was so different. Like,
There wasn't even any room for you.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro,
Like,
my room I was the last person to move
you were like in the basement, right?
Bro, there was a basement, and like, imagine, dude, they just threw up 2 drywalls.
Yeah.
And then threw me in
I
there.
remember that.
Like, I didn't even there wasn't an actual room for me. Like, by the time I moved in, I'm like, oh,
created a
fucking
room.
Lucas. I'm like, Lucas took the last spot. But I was like, you know what? I'll share the basement with Norton. Like, that's my
Yeah.
dog. We threw up 2 drywalls. I didn't even have an AC. They just tossed me in there.
That. It wasn't
I mean,
hot as fuck
it's
in
hot
there.
right
It's
now.
hot,
Like,
yeah.
I'm thinking about the AC right
Yeah.
now. But no, like, talking about all this, like, FaZe shit and, like, everything that went into, like, FaZe and everything you've done, was it hard to, like, try to explain that to your family, friends, and, like, try to get them to
Oh.
understand how serious this was? Because that was one of the hardest things for me.
Bro, it was so difficult, especially like when I was like a kid, and my parents were very traditional, you know. So and my mom especially really disliked the fact that I was into gaming at first, and that I would put all my time in it, that I was like making videos and stuff. Like there were times, like Norton even knows, like we were on Skype and my mom would come down and freak out on me because I left like a cup upstairs, or I left like a like a plate with like a little bit of food on it. Like obviously I guess it's like a respect thing now, and like she just cared, but she would like freak out on me and snap. And like there was one day where I like snapped back and we started screaming at each other, like we just were yelling at each other. I'm like, Mom, like I could be out doing drugs, partying, doing these awful things with my time, but instead I'm working towards something, like a goal. And like, how are you like getting mad at it? And like
The vision wasn't there for a lot of people back then.
Yeah, it already led up to that point, you know. And like my mom, like there was a time too when I was on an upload streak. I uploaded every day for 2 years, and one day I came home and my mom unplugged my router and she took it in the car and left. So I couldn't post the video.
Dude.
So I had to go on my laptop, run to a friend's house, and post it from a friend's house. So it was super hard. My dad was always very supportive. Now both of my parents are super supportive.
They get it.
I have like an amazing relationship with my mom and my dad. They love what I do. They're very proud. But at the time, obviously, it's hard for them to understand
Of course.
it. And like kids in my school, I remember one time like I got called to my counselor's office because we had a senior checkout slip. And it's like, all right, what college are you applying to? What's this? What's this? If you're going to the military, fill this out. What's the major? Do you have scholarships? And at the bottom it says other. And I wrote one sentence. I wrote, move to New York with 5 friends to make YT videos.
Wow.
There's a picture of it online. I posted on my
Dude,
Instagram.
that gave me the chills.
Like I swear, and I handed that in to my teacher in the first period, and I remember her calling me up, and she's like, "Yo, you can't joke about this. This is serious." I'm like, yeah, like this is serious. That's why I wrote that. That's why I'm doing this. And then the next day I get called to the counselor's office, and my counselor is like, Alex, like what's going on? My parents are in there, and they're like, you realize you have to like start applying to colleges. Like you have to like at least apply to colleges, start doing some extracurricular activity, get your grades up, because in a couple years, like this is gonna burn out and you're gonna be working at a fast
It's
food
just the
restaurant.
system.
Dude,
That's just
yeah.
the system.
And I'm like, what? I'm
hated
like
hearing that.
I'm like
bro.
sitting there,
so
I'm like
cringe.
looking around, like, dog, I'm already in phase. Like I work so, like I really do work so hard. I'm staying up every day till 4 a.m. editing, waking up at 6:30, going to school, getting home at 12, filming and getting content for either a Call of Duty video or a real video till
Yeah.
late at night trying to eat and work out, you know?
Isn't it like such a blessing though, like where we are today and then looking back at that? Like I love looking back at that stuff because it's like I can't believe how many people didn't have faith in us and how many like it wasn't only your parents, it was like counselors,
Everybody.
teachers, friends.
Everybody but us.
That's what I'm saying. You know why though? Because we had a passion and we loved gaming. We got into FaZe. So once we joined FaZe, like that was our lifelong dream.
Yeah.
So like we're like, okay, like we got in here. There's actually, remember there's some FaZe members, actually a lot that joined FaZe and then they kind of just quit.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, I made it. It was like a video game.
Yeah.
It's like I made it to the boss stage.
Yeah.
Now I'm done. It's game over.
Yeah.
But we knew that there was more potential to FaZe. We knew it's like, yo, like we made FaZe. Like let's
Let's
grind.
keep going.
Let's
Yeah.
fucking grind.
Don't stop now.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you stop, it's like then what? Now you have to go back to college
Yeah.
and like go do all that. Like which it's fine for like
Yeah.
other people that did that. Maybe they actually did just see gaming as more of like for fun and they
Yeah.
made it all the way,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy if you
Yeah.
think about it. But
Like,
now
I'm-
they wanted to go to college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so weird to me and cringy now how like people like will go around and call themselves like social media influencers like based off of like a couple TikToks that blew up.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? And
There's
like,
a bunch of TikTokers that have fat egos and they have like 1 million on TikTok, which
But
is a high number, but TikTok is
it
so
doesn't count as
easy.
a fake. I
It's so
I have
easy.
1 million on TikTok. I've made like enough TikToks to count on one hand that are not like repackaged content. Like
Bro,
I literally
that's what
made
TikTok
I made
is,
one
bro.
TikTok in the past. I remember when we were in Miami for Jarvis's fight. I had 900K on TikTok and I was like, you know, I've seen this trend. This will be fun. Like the pass the phone thing. I made that and I got 200K followers off of one TikTok.
What?
Yeah, it went from
That made
900K to
200K?
1.1 mil. And I don't even really do it, but it's just like I don't ever like to hate on someone for like on their grind, but when they act like a certain way and
That's what I'm
they have an
saying.
ego and they like try to put themselves in this high place above everyone else, and it's very easy to tell because we're on the
Bro.
scene. It's just like it's cringy. It's so cringy. It is painfully cringy.
It's very cringe because I've seen people that like I've put on or like that just have followers that like aren't like as hard worked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they didn't work too hard for it. And they've like told people like, do you not know who I am?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
if
they'll
you
say-
talk like that, like please don't ever associate yourself with me. Like don't
Yeah.
ever come close to me. Like if you get a handful of followers and start telling people like, oh, I'm gonna get into this place because I'm gonna just show them my Instagram.
Yeah,
like,
right.
no, don't
That's
talk
so
like that. Don't
cringe.
talk like that. Just
I swear to God, that's a real thing. Like,
It is, and
especially
it's
out
like-
here in LA.
bro, that's
like,
what I'm saying. Ever since I moved to LA, like I've seen so much of that, and it's made me like, it's literally low key just made me not like LA. I knew that's what it was gonna be like, but it's just like,
Out here, it's like fantasy land.
That's why I don't really
so
have. I
weird.
don't really have like a lot of new friends. Like maybe every year, like over the past like 2 years, I've made like 2 new friends who I would like actually be like maybe 3 who I'll be like, wow, this is like someone who
Yeah.
I would hit up and call like or text if I wanted to hang out, something like that. Because it's just like it's like an act, you know. It's like it's
Yeah.
like fake and like inside like these people know that, but they're just putting up this front and like trying to act like they're better than everyone else when like the reality is like we've been this way and had that times 10 for years, and we always that's the thing about all of us, like me, you, Nord, Apex, we never once acted like that or acted
Never.
like
It's
true.
about, and like all the genuine people who from back then,
Because when
that
you
I
have
know-
it, you don't have to flaunt like you have it.
then I know like we always treated everyone with respect, because at the end of the day you don't know what one individual person is going through. They could be
Yup.
going through the worst time. Like that's something I remember hearing when I was younger, like always treat everyone with respect, because you never know what's going on in their life, what their situation's like at home,
That's true.
what their days look like, you know, financially, how they're doing. Like they could be having the worst time ever, and then they have you in your face and they're working this job and you're like, yo, like can I get this for free because I have a blue check mark? Can I like do a post? And
dude,
it's just
people
like
have offered like
it's like, dude, like if you have money, you should always want to support these small businesses
Yup.
and be able to give them money. Maybe you could do a deal where it's like you get a 10% discount. And like I'll admit, like there's been times in the past where like I've reached out to a brand and been like, hey, can I do this in exchange for a post? But it was early on, but like I realize now that like sometimes it's worth it when a brand's smaller, but a lot of times if you have the money, you should just straight up buy it. Like I don't ever
Facts.
reach out for years now. I haven't ever reached out to a brand and been like, hey, can I get this in exchange for this? Like, especially if it's a smaller one, like you always buy, always show support to a brand on the come up,
100%.
especially if it's your friend's brand or something like
Oh
that.
yeah,
like,
don't expect to get it for free. Like you
Like,
gotta support your friends.
because you don't walk into
business.
the Gucci store and ask for a discount. Like, why would it be any different? You know?
I'm sure some people have actually tried, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, me and Noah were talking about this yesterday. Like whenever we do food videos, like we review it. And yesterday we were like talking very highly about the restaurant we were at. And I was like, I feel like people are going to think like they paid me to do this or we got like my food for free for me to talk highly about them. But I just like supporting businesses that literally deserves it. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, if you make good food and you're underrated, I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel and say, yo, like this place is fire. You guys should try it. Like we went to like those like fruit stands.
Oh,
And,
I
like-
seen you do a video or
They-
where
Yeah.
you gave one like $1,000.
Yeah,
one
I
time.
gave her $1,000 because like, one, they work super hard, and two, like,
They're out there all day in the heat.
bro, they said they go there at 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And I'm like, holy shit. So like I told like my fans, I'm like, yo, if you guys ever see her, like come buy some fruit. And then we went to visit her again the next week, and she's like, so many people come up to me and like and say that they saw in the video and like thank you so
That's
much
so
for helping me. And I'm
heartwarming,
like,
bro.
damn, like I really like helped her. And like
Yeah.
that was my whole goal. Like
Yeah,
I didn't ask her for anything.
If you're in a position where you can help someone, even if it's just like an extra couple dollars or whatever it may be, you should always like especially in regards to us, should always do that. Like I remember the other day, I was with Gabe and we were like, he was here for one night and we were rolling up to like a club, and sometimes outside of the clubs there's like kids who have these like chocolate boxes
Candy,
and
yeah.
candy boxes. They're like, oh, can you buy candy? Can you buy candy? And like as soon as we got out of the car, this kid runs up to me with a Fortnite shirt. He's like, Adapt, what's going on? And I saw him the previous week, but I didn't have any cash on me. He's like, yo, you said like if you saw me again. So I gave him $100, and then there's like 10 of them, by the way. Actually, no, I think it was 7. They all pulled up and they're like, yo, and I just gave $100 to like
No way.
to all those kids, and they all freaked out and loved it, and that was probably more money than they made that whole night.
And didn't that
yeah.
actually make you feel really
Yeah,
good?
I was so glad that that's where my money went. And then like those are kids who are out there. It's like 1 a.m., bro.
Yeah.
They're hustling. They're selling candy.
Like
they
it
have-
didn't go
they have
towards
these-
like the table at the club.
Yeah, they have these assortment. We didn't even actually end up getting in the club. I went there and I just gave kids like almost $1,000.
That's
like
amazing, bro.
But it was so funny how it was like one kid and he had a Fortnite shirt on. And he recognized me, so I'm like, here you go. And I wasn't even taking candy. I was like, here you go, because I remember saw him last week and I told him I'd give it to him. And then 8 other kids came up and I'm like, oh, god damn it. I'm like looking at my wallet. I'm like, here you
Shit,
go.
man.
I'm like, here you go. And every one of them I paid, so it was cool.
No, that's cool. You
awesome.
definitely made their entire month.
Yeah.
Like that's awesome, bro.
And it always comes back with good karma too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just spreading that like positivity. You
Yeah.
know?
And it's just like when you see young kids like that trying to hustle, like
You gotta respect
I
it.
love seeing that. Like
That's what I'm saying.
I would do it again, and I would do it again for sure. If I had every time I walked out, I had a couple $100 in my pocket. I would always
Facts.
do that.
Every time I find like extra cash in my wallet, like I never deposit in my bank because I always find myself in like those situations where it's
Yeah.
like if it's like whether we're at a restaurant and like the waiter's like really nice to us, it's like, oh, here, just keep the change. Like it's cool like having money and using it to like help others, you know? It's like, yeah, we buy our shit, like, you know, sometimes we buy Gucci, like we buy like expensive things, but then we also like distribute it and share it with like people that also
Balance.
work hard.
Yeah.
So it's not
That's-
like we're stingy with our money. Like no, I'm only gonna give her a $10 tip. Like no, like we want to share what we have.
That's one of like the coolest things about being in a position like we are and having like the opportunity to even be able to do that is amazing. And just like at that feeling of actually doing that is like something that you can't buy anywhere. Can't.
Dude.
And the effect that it has on the other person is so much larger than you would think, and it's so much like it's easy for me to go in my wallet and give a kid like $100 tip that's selling candy, but the effect that it has on like the kid's gonna talk about that for
Like FaZe Adapt
for-
gave me $100
for forever, you know, and it's not that big of a thing for people like us to do. Like it's not like a
Exactly.
far-fetched, like something like I said we would probably do every chance that we got. and just being able to affect someone positively like that and give them a boost is like amazing. It's like a feeling that you can't recreate.
It's a blessing, bro. Again, like our whole like situation in life, like it's just a blessing. Talking about how we started and like what we went through, like being bullied, like even our own families not supporting us, like, and then powering through it because we knew what it could result to, and we knew like how passionate we were to where we are today, like helping kids out, helping people, even just if you're not giving a kid money by uploading a YouTube video, like.
And having that YouTube video just touch one person or have it influence someone, one individual in a positive way to inspire them to go do something or go make their
That's
own
what I
path.
love.
Like that, I literally said this yesterday, and I always stand by this. That is the coolest thing about what we are able to do is, and I always told myself this when I was like on the come up, just being able to affect one person in a positive way and be able to push them in the direction that they want to go to chase after whatever it is they do, or whether it is to be a gamer or a content creator and to show them that you can do it. Being able to be in a position where you could do that to a massive amount of people is the best part about this. And it's something that's what, when it's all said and done, what you leave behind.
Exactly.
Like when you're dead, it's not about how much money you made, how much views you got, how much subscribers you got, how crazy you were. It's about like, how did like you inspire the next generation? How did you help them, and how did you push them and show them the path?
How much of an impact did you have on this person's life?
Like that is always going to be the number one thing for me, being in this position, is that we were able at the time to create our own path and show everyone that it's possible. And you see it when like we're out in public and you meet kids, and like even to this day there's still kids who just like are so starstruck and shook and amazed, and like they'll just tell me all these, and like that is like the best thing about this whole life that we live, that we are able to have young kids look at what we're doing and inspire. Because I remember being a young kid and looking at people like that, like whether it was like an NBA player or an artist or an actor, and being like, wow, like that is so cool. Or some YouTube, I'm like, wow, like I would love to do that.
You want to influence someone's life.
Yeah, and
like,
so now being in a position on the other side of the spectrum where you're doing that for someone is like, it's not something that like you can recreate or you can buy with any amount of money, or it's not in any like, it's a very rare rare thing.
I agree. Wise words.
Wow, I feel like this has been a really good episode. I kind of want to keep it going. Like I don't want to stop talking. I could sit here and chop it up forever.
Yeah, I feel like we could do that over Warzone though, because I'm down to get some dubs right now.
Bro, I've realized lately his comms have been so crisp.
Oh yeah?
Hey, let me tell you why though.
Why?
All Grown Up is brought to you by our friends at HyperX and the HyperX Quadcast.
Hell yes, it has been.
The simple-to-use USB microphone has everything a content creator could want. It's got style, it's versatile, and it has a ton of features. The Quadcast's 4 selectable polar patterns let you quickly tune your mic for the content you're recording. The tap-to-mute sensor and bright LED indicator makes it obvious when your mic is on. Good so far?
Hell yeah.
These come in clutch when you're trying to avoid unfortunate broadcast accidents. It's also got a built-in pop filter and a shock mount to help silence unwanted bumps and pops. And because this all comes included in the box, you don't have to shell out extra cash for a bunch of add-ons.
Exactly.
If you're looking for something a little extra, step up to the Quadcast S, which adds a nice touch of customizable RGB lighting. You need that. RGB.
Red, green, blue.
Whether you're streaming, gaming, or recording content, you're going to love when you broadcast with your Quadcast.
Hey!
Shout out
Broadcast with
HyperX.
the Quadcast.
Love you. Thanks for making me like way better at Warzone and
for real though.
Better comms for my teammates.
Ever since he got a HyperX,
he did need
Yo,
that,
my
I'll tell
teammates
you.
been playing shitty, but ever since I got the HyperX, you guys could hear me clearer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
He's
it's
not
your guys' fault.
He's not missing a step.
All right, it is time for the Q&A segment of All Grown Up.
Yes,
It's
sir.
pretty
Let's
fun.
do it, yeah.
Love that.
So we are going to start with the first one. BHS Helps asks, if you could be an Avenger, which one would you want to be? P.S. I love y'all. We love you too. All right, Adapt, we're going to let you start. Which Avenger would you want to be?
I don't know if I'd want to be an Avenger. I'd rather be on the DC side. But if I had to choose, like, because I want to be the Flash. Like, I would,
Yeah, you're a
if I had
Flash
to, if I had
fan.
to strip that question down on what he's really asking, I'd want to have super speed or Mystique's power from X-Men, like where I could just transform into the exact look of anybody. Like
That's crazy.
could literally flip into.
Can you turn into me?
They could turn into you, and I could just ruin your whole career right now. with one Instagram.
He
live.
gets me canceled.
No, I would want that, or no, I definitely would go with super speed. So I guess Quicksilver, but I would say the Flash because I know more about that character, and I like the character a lot more, and I would get busy. I would get busy on my feet.
I like
And,
that.
you know,
I
I
like
could-
that.
Yeah.
Noah?
I'd be Spider-Man. I've always been a Spider-Man fan. Like shooting webs, swinging through the fucking city, solving crimes.
Wouldn't stand a chance against me.
Nah, I would be up there while you're down here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
but
thing
then
is,
he
I
could be up there in a
could
second.
But I
run-
could be down there
I could run
also.
up there. I could go
In, like,
back.
10
I
seconds.
could go back in time and make a copy of myself. Bring it to that exact scenario where right before you said you'd be up there, and I would catch you up there laughing.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. How about you?
I would be super speed for sure because that's lit. I think I would do what you
Like
said.
Wally West,
Flash?
Yeah.
Wally West, and Kid Flash, and the Flash type shit.
All right. Hey, Fernando Saavedra. I'm so sorry if I said that wrong. Where are your next travel destinations? I like that.
You could start.
I'll start. Me and Noah have been talking about going to Tokyo.
Hey.
We want to go to Tokyo because they have, one, probably like the best food,
Yep.
and two, they have this like Super Mario World.
Dude,
I think it's in Tokyo.
to do that. We have to do that.
And like you dress up in like the characters, and like the whole place is an amusement park, but it's Mario themed, and it's like Super Mario themed. It's like blocks and
it's like a whole other world out there, bro.
Dude.
Oh, it is. It's my favorite place I've ever traveled.
You've been to Tokyo?
Yeah, I went there for 10 days. I was there for like a
Was that the 24?
Huh?
What was it? The brand 24 karat.
Yeah, I went there for 10 days with Banks, Tommy, Tav, Itai, Shane, Yusuf. I think that was
Rice.
it. And
what,
Rice,
What
yeah.
was the best memory you had there? Like, what was the best
I
thing
mean-
you did?
I've never had an experience quite like that. It was my favorite place I've ever been, period.
Okay, where's your next travel destination?
Oh,
I feel like you've been everywhere.
not yet, but I'm probably gonna back to my house to play in this Warzone tournament.
All right, so you're going home after
Yes,
this.
1000%.
Noah,
Tokyo.
Tokyo.
100%.
Lil Tokyo or the real Tokyo?
Little Tokyo. I don't want to
Okay.
go all the way to Tokyo.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Far.
Underground Kicks 88 asks top 3 favorite rappers.
Ooh.
Noah, we'll start with you.
Start with me. Okay, Drake.
Drake.
Um,
It's hard, bro. This is one of the
I
hardest.
can't. I
like-
don't want to put myself on blast, bro.
It's so hard to choose 3.
You're about to go in your music and look.
Because
You
I don't
know
want to
off
say
the top
some-
of your head.
No, because I don't want to say someone and be like, oh, why didn't I say then?
Fake.
Yeah, dude,
You
you're
should just
fake,
know. You should just know.
No.
If you have to go look in your music and see who you listen to.
Drake, obviously.
bro.
Drake, Uzi, and Trav.
Okay.
I can listen to them
That's
forever.
pretty good.
Yeah,
What about you?
Juice World,
that's it.
without a doubt. Oh, it's 3?
Yeah.
Oh, so Juice World. Who else is someone I really like?
I'd
This
say Mac
Juice
Miller.
World. I really like King Von. Listen to his music for a minute.
Just got
Juice
some
WRLD,
top
King
from
Von.
the stripper.
Yeah, you'll listen to King Von and you'll really wanna
Get active.
rob yourself.
You don't need to talk
No,
about
he makes-
anything about robbing anymore.
He
bro.
makes really good music. I've always liked his music. Juice WRLD, King Von, and like I'm just pick like out of who I currently listen to.
Yeah.
Third would probably be. I feel like I don't want to go too mainstream, but actually I would say Ski Mask.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's a good list.
yeah.
I would have to say Drake, Lil Baby, top 2 right there, and this one's tough because like I love OG Uzi, like the old Uzi.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna just have to go with Uzi then. I mean, I just love him as a person too. So Drake, Lil Baby, and Uzi. That's tough though. Like picking 3.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. It's Jason asks, what was your craziest / favorite trick shot? I think like
I know what yours is.
you
and
can
know-
answer mine.
And then you can answer mine.
Okay. So you answer mine first.
Yours is your collateral.
Which collateral? I had 2.
It's the MW3 one.
Yeah.
I knew it because you
On
wall
mission.
banged the whole map.
Nothing can make you use. No, dude, I just saw you do that. No way. No way.
Dude, that's so crazy.
Yeah, and you
That-
killed 2 that. See, when you see stuff like that, it really looks like you're hacking.
Dude, it actually looks like aimbot. That's fucking crazy.
What about me though?
I'm trying to remember. Can you just give me
What do you mean you're trying to remember?
Hold on. Give me a second. Was it on BO2?
Dog.
Oh my gosh, I fucked up.
What are you talking? There's no way.
Hold on. Refresh my memory a little bit. Map.
Dog, tell you the map and it's gonna give it away. It was trick shot of the year. It was actually clip of the year for
Wait, am I
FaZe. The only year
stupid?
they did it. The most
Hold on.
I'm
Because we're
disappointed.
rushed right now. We're getting rushed right now, guys. I need to think.
I mean, I knew yours. I didn't even have to really think.
I know, dude. I'm actually fake as fuck. Noah, do you know it?
No.
Hold on. Can you just give it to me and then like you could just not be my friend after if that's cool with you.
I can't believe you.
No, please don't do this. We just had a great episode. We can't end it off on bad terms. bro.
Dog, what?
Go ahead. Tell me.
High rise. Think. There's a crane involved.
Oh, with the flat or with the stun? Like when you threw the stun?
What stun?
Like when you Oh wait, was it on free for all?
yes.
Yes. Okay, I remember the wall bang, right? To the spawn.
Yes.
Oh my god! Rain! Oh my god! What the Dude! Dude, look at this! 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 Oh my god!
way.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
guys, I'm so stupid. I remember. I thought you like threw the stun like in the trick shot. Did you? Guys, I'm so sorry. Listen, but I remember it now. Was it 1080?
I did a 1080 Predator missile cancel, fade shot, wall bang into the spawn with a lead in free for all.
Homie thinks I was gonna remember like the exact like.
All you had to
The
say was
date.
like crane shot. The clip has gotten millions and millions of views over the years
Yo,
because I
I
used it
think-
in awkward time to hit a clip.
I really think like the gaming community is gonna hate me after this one. All right, it's time for the moment everyone has been waiting for since last episode.
Yes,
Mhm.
sir.
To refresh your memory, we are flying out 2 major supporters, a boy and a girl, who completed the survey and the quiz on the last podcast. And we have the winners.
Yes.
You are going to be flown out to be and hang out with FaZe Rug and be in a vlog part. Are you ready for this?
This is exciting.
The first winner we got is Chris Hurd.
Yes.
Hey,
Chris, hey Chris, get over her.
Hey.
Come on.
Hey, thank you for giving a 10 out of 10 on the quiz. You're about to be flown out and hang out with me and Noah. It's about to be lit. And the next winner we got is Catherine.
Catherine,
Yes.
why?
Why are you not here right
Yeah.
now?
Type
Thank you
shit.
so much for completing the quiz, and you guys are gonna be flown out to hang out with us.
And on top of
Hell
that,
yeah.
Alex is actually pulling out $10,000 of his own money to give to both of you guys.
5K each.
5K
Or no,
each.
actually no, 10K each.
So that's another add-on we just added on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm super excited to meet you guys. I'm super happy with this episode. Adapt. I love you. I'm sorry I forgot the
No,
trick
it's
shot.
it's
Listen,
okay.
bro.
It's
Listen, I'm gonna
okay.
go. I'm gonna do some research again and like just make sure that like
Yeah,
I
just tighten up a little bit.
yeah I will. I got you. Thank you guys so much for tuning into episode 5 of All Grown Up. Everyone go show Adapt some love.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having me. It was awesome being able to come on here and talk about everything that we spoke about. You know, like
was
I said,
amazing.
yeah, like I said, I haven't really gotten the chance to come or go anywhere and really talk about a lot of this stuff, and it felt very organic sitting here with y'all boys. So
I'm
Yeah,
glad you got
thank
to
you for
open
having me.
up on All Grown
Yeah.
Up.
let me know what you guys think in the comments, please. I really will. When I say this, I really am gonna be like reading the comments on this video because I'm curious to see
Listen,
what y'all
Adapt
think.
is the fucking best. He's genuine.
real.
He's real. Like
One of the
everyone knows
realest.
that, and you could see it right away. Noah, you did great today.
Hey, thanks, man. You did too.
Thank
As a
you.
host,
Hey.
I think we collectively had a great time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right, guys. We'll see you with the next episode of All Grown Up. Peace.
Later.